Hello everyone, I'm Dhyan and my friends along with me are starting a new Python series for you guys. So in this Python series we'll carry you through the basics of Python and later on move to more advanced topics. So for coding in Python we need something known as an IDE. So an IDE is an integrated development environment. So in the series, we'll be using Jupyter Notebook, which is an IDE. So we'll use Jupyter Notebook for this series. So to get Jupyter Notebook, we will be installing something known as Anaconda. So in this video, I will show you how to install Anaconda and some features of Jupyter Notebook. So what is Anaconda? Anaconda is one of the most popular Python distribution platforms that comes built in with Jupyter Notebook, Spider, and many other things. So let's get into it. So from your desktop, you can go to your favorite web browser. You can open your choice of web browser. So in your browser, you need to type Anaconda download and hit enter. So you can see on the top of the page, it's written individual edition Anaconda. So that's what we want. Click on that link and then you can see the download button. So this is the Anaconda website and you can read the description here. So click on download, it'll take you down here. After you click on download, it'll take you down here. You need to choose your operating system. I'm using Windows, so I will choose 64-bit graphical installer. You can choose anything based on your operating system. So after clicking on the link for download, you should go to the directory where your downloads get saved. For me, it's just downloads. So you can choose your directory when you download it, and then you need to go to that file where you get your downloads. And mine is somewhere over here. Yeah, I got here is the Anaconda exe file. It's an exe file. You need to click on it to install the packages. So I will go ahead and click on it. Now after clicking on the exe file, it'll take some time to download, and after downloading the packages, you can go to your start menu, and if you go to the A section, you can find Anaconda 364-bit. Based on what you installed, you can see the name, it differs on what you installed. For me, I installed the 64-bit one, so I have the 64-bit Anaconda. So now I will open that, and now you can see Anaconda Navigator, Anaconda PowerShell prompt, Anaconda prompt, Jupyter Notebook, Reset Spider, Spider. So you what we are using is Jupyter. So you can directly open Jupyter, no problem. I will show you what happens when you open Jupyter. So it opens this prompt kind of thing, and you need to wait for some time. So Jupyter actually opens in the web. That's why many people like to use Jupyter. That's why it's more preferred. So now this prompt right here, it sets up a server. This prompt sets up a server in which Jupyter Notebook opens. So it needs a server. So it took some time, and now it opened the notebook in the web. As you can see, it opens in your default web browser. Okay, it opened in the web, and this 8888 is the port to the server, localhost 8888. Okay, now these folders are called the root folders. So this is where your work gets saved, whatever you do in Jupyter. You can access these folders using File Explorer too. I'll show you how. So you need to open File Explorer, and then go to C drive, go to users, and click on the user you want access, and this is the folder where all your Jupyter files will get saved. Actually, you can create a new file here, and I'll just show you what I mean. You can create a file, you can create a new folder, name it test. So as you can see, I created a new folder. Now if I go to the roots folder, you can see test. So if you create any folder there, it'll be saved here, and if you click on test, you can now save the notebooks to the to test. So you need not necessarily do everything here. You can create a new folder. If you want to keep things more organized, you can create a new folder and you can save all your projects here. So it's more organized. Okay. And so I had already made an other folder before, which is called Python tutorials. I will click on that. I've already made some I've done some stuff in this folder, but I will click on new. So what you want to do to create a new notebook is click on new, and you can see Python 3. So click on Python 3, and now it will create a new notebook for you. Okay, so it created a new notebook. If you might have observed on the top right, it said connecting to kernel. So kernel is a program which basically executes the code, and so it executes the code. It's like the core. So without connecting to a kernel, you can't actually code. So you always have to be connected to the kernel. So now now that we have created a new notebook, we want to name our new notebook. So here you can see untitled. Click on untitled, and now you can name the new notebook. So I'll say Jupyter intro. Okay, now our notebook has been renamed. That's exactly what we want. Now that we are inside the notebook, you can observe this box, this rectangular box. It's called a cell. So this box is called as a cell. If you click on it, you can start coding. You can start writing some lines of code in there, like print, and then you can assign variables. You'll learn in the later few videos. So each of this box is called a cell. You can definitely insert more cells, and I will show you how. So in the cell, as I told before, you can start writing some lines of code, and you can execute these lines of code. So this you'll learn all of this executing and what this print function does. You'll learn all this in the later few videos, but I just want to show you an example of how these cells work. So if you have written a line of code, you have to run that code to actually see the output. So to run a cell, you need to click the button run here, or there are some keyboard shortcuts to this. If you want to see all the keyboard shortcuts, click on help here, and now you can see keyboard shortcuts. Okay, click on keyboard shortcuts and you can see various shortcuts in this tab. So before I show you the keyboard shortcuts, I want to show you the two modes that a cell can be in. So right now you can see that the cell is highlighted in green. So it has this green, it's surrounded by this green, it's green rectangle. So this represents that this cell is in edit mode. Edit mode means you can edit the stuff inside the cell, you can code inside the cell, but if you hit escape right now when you're in edit mode, the green rectangle turns into blue, which means you're in command mode. So the two modes you can be in are edit mode and command mode. And how do you know that you're in command mode or edit mode? As I already mentioned, the green or the blue rectangle represents which mode you are in. But if you want more details, when you are in edit mode, you'll see this little pencil kind of thing here, and it shows that you're in edit mode. And when you're in command mode, the pencil disappears. If you want to enter edit mode from command mode, you need to hit enter, and you will be in edit mode. Or you can just click on the cell. You will be in edit mode. Now I want to show you some stuff you can do with cells. So if you click on the cell option here, you can see run cells and select below, run cells and insert below. So run cells is basically, it just runs the cell. So if I say print hello world, and if I say run cells, oh sorry, I clicked on run. Okay, if you click on run cells, it just runs the cell. So you could not see that difference because the cell was already run. So I'll do this again. So now I'll click on run cells. So as you can see, it just ran that cell and printed the thing that I wanted. Now you have another option called run cell and select below. So it just runs the cell that you have selected, and it selects the cell below it. So I'll just show you an example. Run cell and select below. As you can see, it ran this cell and then selected the cell below. So if I quickly delete this cell, and now we're back at this cell. Now if you don't have a cell below the cell that you are using, and if you say run cell and select below, it actually inserts a cell and then selects it. And when you use the option run cell and select below, it selects the cell and puts it into edit mode, so you can directly code in the cell below. And as you saw before, if you already have a cell below and you say run cell and select below, it does not insert a cell. If you want to run the cell and insert a cell below, you can say run cell and run run cell and insert below. As you saw, it inserted an extra cell. So that's pretty useful sometimes when you need cells of just after you run. So if you click on run cell and insert below, inserts another cell. So that's pretty simple. And now if you want to just insert a cell without even running the cell, you can click on insert cell above, insert cell below. What this means is that whether it should insert a cell above the cell that you have selected or insert a cell below the cell that you have selected. If I say above, it inserts a cell above. So show you another example. Inserted a cell above. If I say below, insert a cell below. So now this was simple. This was all very simple. You saw the prompt window before, right? That prompt window. So this window is very important when you're coding. You cannot close this window. So sometimes what you'll do is you'll open Jupyter. You'll do this and let it load for some time, and it opened another notebook. Let's just create a new notebook. There we go. So now that prompt window opened another notebook, right? As you saw. Now you might think that, oh, why is this window there? Let me just close it. And then you might close the window. If you close this window, if you close that prompt window, this this notebook is not gonna work. So that window is very important. You can't close it after opening a notebook. You always have to keep that running, because whatever you do in this notebook, it actually runs in the background. It runs here. Okay, it gets it basically runs in this window. So that window is very important. You should always remember that these the work that you do in these notebooks, they're always auto saved. As you can see here, auto saved. You need not again save them, so you can directly close them, and if you come back, you would be where you were, where you wanted to save the work. So it's always auto save. And the keyboard shortcuts, as I showed you before, there are separate shortcuts for command mode and edit mode. So some these shortcuts are very helpful. For example, to run a cell, you need to hit Control and Enter. To run a cell and select the next cell, you need to hit Shift and Enter. So those are like two shortcuts that I just showed you. And I want to show you one thing, that the shortcuts that you use in command mode will not necessarily work in edit mode. And you can see this shortcut here, D plus D is delete selected cells in command mode. So if I hit D 2 times in command mode, it will delete the selected cell. So right now, as you can see, I'm in command mode. Okay, green is edit and blue is command. So now if I go to edit mode and I hit D 2 times, it's just gonna print it out in the cell. So that's kind of obvious actually. Now if I hit escape and now I hit D 2 times, it deletes the cell. So this works only in command mode and not edit mode. So several other shortcuts too, they work only in command mode and not edit mode, and some that may work in edit mode might not work in command mode. Okay, so that's about the shortcuts. Now I want to show you the different types of cells. So the one default type that you will always be in is the code cell. You can also go to the markdown type of cell. So if I press markdown, what markdown basically is that you can write stuff in it. You can just write. It's not taking into consideration that it's some code. It's just you want to describe what you're doing, you can write it in this markdown mode. So I'll quickly show you an example. Hashtag title, hashtag subtitle, and any text here. So if I run this, so this is the subtitle, this is the this is the title, this is the subtitle, and this you can write any type of text here. So this markdown is useful if you like wanna just write some description about the program you've built. It's quite useful. And if you wanna edit what you did in the markdown type, you can just double click and it'll go back to edit mode. If you run this, it's going to go into command mode and you cannot edit it in command mode. Okay, so this is about the markdown type of the cell. You can always write various stuff here, but I will go back to the code tab. So you learned quite a bit about Jupyter in this video. So guys, hope you understood what I taught in this video, and if this video helped you, please don't forget to drop a like on this video, and please do subscribe to our channel. It would help us out a lot. And in the next video, my friend is going to teach you about the basic code, that the very first code that you will have to do in Python, which is the print hello world. The print hello world, he will teach you that in the next video. And hope you guys understood. And my name is Dhyan, and I will see you guys in my next video.